big, big, big game tonight. It could determine whether or not the Jackets are in the playoffs. This is a do-or-die game for the Blue Jackets. We are less than 6 days away from opening day in baseball. The Fish pick up some familiar names in the game. You might know. And I'm losing in the bracket challenge. I'm 6th. I'll tell you who's leading the bracket challenge in a second. But it's time for All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan 2, 3. Let's go!
Return to the Mac, get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Get up, first shot, hip strut walking, a little bit of humble, a little bit of conscious, somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. No, y'all can't copy that. Oh! And this here is our party, my posse's been on. Oh! And we did it all with flow music. I shed my skin and put my bones into
Game on, Columbus!
And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light going to shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko with my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town.
The Union Blue taking on the Commie Reds tonight.
14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back. Question labels out here. Now they can't tell me. Give that to the people. Spread it across the country. Labels out here. Now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people. Spread it across the country. Here we go.
Here we go. Big game tonight at 200 West Nationwide Boulevard, a national television game on NBCSN as the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Detroit Red Wings. I love you guys and welcome into this special edition of All Andy Alfred right here, a production of ClayFan 2, 3. I am your host, Andy Alfred, welcoming you to the Man Cave Studios in East Toledo, Ohio. Of course, took a little bit off the top, of course, to get ready for this new spring baseball season that starts on Monday, but it starts, the first games apparently start on Sunday night when San Diego takes on the Dodgers, but the Tigers in action will take on the Kansas City Royals in their affair as opening day is less than 6 days away. We'll get into baseball in just a little bit, of course, but beforehand, hello, ladies, and some new folks over there in the corner. That is the new Kate Upton poster, as well as the beautiful Lord, as well to Rolling Stone cover Lord. There's still some spaces up there, so if you have anything to post, send me a tweet at All Andy Alfred as well too. So welcome into All Andy Alfred for you today, and gotta get right into it. Big game tonight at 200 West Nationwide Boulevard. The Blue Jackets take on the Detroit Red Wings. And the Red Wings coming off of a loss on Sunday night to the Minnesota Wild in overtime. Had to rally back. We call them now the Grand Rapids Red Wings, as most of the players are from the Grand Rapids Griffins. They are in action tonight as they'll take on the Union Blue of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Go Jackets! They take on the Jackets on the national television page on NBCSN. Game time 7:30. This is a big game for the Jackets tonight. If this is a must win. This is a must win, and I'll say why here in just a second. Because yesterday evening, the Rangers took on the Phoenix Coyotes and picked up a big win, 4-3. The Flyers were a loser to the LA Kings, 3-2 as well. And those games are big games for the Metropolitan Division for the Jackets. New York getting a couple more points to help them solidify a position in that Metropolitan Division as well too. And other games going on tonight beside featuring in Metropolitan to play the Phoenix on the road to take on Pittsburgh. Washington hosting the LA Kings. Carolina is hosting the New York Islanders, who gave the Jackets their loss on Sunday night, 2-0. Montreal takes on Buffalo. Other games, Ottawa is in Florida, and of course, like I said, Columbus is home tonight to take on the Detroit Red Wings. 7:30 start time, NBCSN. We're having a Buffalo Wild Wings watch party tonight, starting at 6:30. We will be at B-Dubs in Oregon, Ohio, to watch that game. Yours truly will be there, of course. Stop in, have some wings, talk, watch a little bit of the game as well, too. It is 60-cent wing night tonight, so beer, wings, and Blue Jacket hockey. You gotta love it. And so, Jackets in action tonight. Like I said, other notable games. Dallas on the road. They'll take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And that game, and I want to get into this game here really quickly. This game tonight for the Jackets is a do or die. There is 22 points left in the season for the Blue Jackets. 22 possible points for the Jackets coming forward. We have the game tonight. That could be 2 points. We want to keep, if you're a Blue Jacket fan, you want this game to end in regulation, because you don't want to give Detroit 1 point. You want them to get at least, Columbus needs to get at least 2 points in this game. Then they take on Pittsburgh on Friday. I think that would be a loss. I'm going to put that as a loss. The Jackets have a really good chance of winning 7 out of the next 11 games, which gives up to 14 points out of the 22. Either that or they can win 8 possible if they win tonight. I see them winning at least 8 more games left in the season. The Jackets have a big game. The end of the season is really good for them. They have the Islanders, they have the Coyotes, they have the Stars, and then they have the 2 games in Florida with the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. Tampa Bay, very, very good club this year, but I don't think with the loss to St. Louis really pushed them out of the hunt. Of course, April 4th, the Jackets take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Yours truly will be in attendance. This is the first year, okay, and I'm going to tell you this, Mudhen fans, right now. This is the first year that I am not going to be at Mudhen opening day, because these guys have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs. And with the Jackets playing the defending Stanley Cup champions, it's a really good chance to see the Jackets maybe prevail, maybe clinch a spot with less than a week to play in the regular season. Looking at the standings going forward to tonight, because of how big this game is, Detroit holds the second wild card position in the wild card positioning. They are 36-29-8 with 80 points. They're in first place. Toronto is slipping after the way that their goaltending has performed. They got St. Louis tonight, so they got a legitimate chance to actually be dethroned tonight. They're 36-29-8. Columbus is 36-29-6, 78 points. The Jackets are still in the hunt. Hey, Washington's in front of them too with a record of 34-27-11 with 79 points. So the Jackets, big game tonight. They'll take on the Red Wings. 7:30 NBCSN, big game tonight. Been listening to a lot of the reports coming out. Looks like Nikitin is out tonight. He will not play in the game. It'll be Schultz coming into the game. So Nikitin is a healthy scratch tonight. We had Calvert was the healthy scratch last game against the Red Wings, and the Red Wings did lose that game 4-1. But it looks like Jimmy Howard will be in net tonight for the Detroit Red Wings. We'll see what happens. 200 West Nationwide Boulevard. What happened Friday, by the way? I want to get into this. Rick Nash is the biggest dick in the whole entire world. He came out and he went from being the fan favorite back in the day when he was with Columbus to turning heel really quick. He turned into like Dave Bautista really, really quick. I could not believe what he did to Sergei Bobrovsky, punching Sergei Bobrovsky, and then taking on Calvert and the fight, and Calvert knocking his ass onto the ice. That was great. That was great to see. The Jackets fought and fought and fought for that game and lost in the end. And they've been on a 2-game losing streak since. So tonight, we can right wrong, end the losing streak, and pick up a big 2 points. If that happens, tomorrow's show is going to be an awesome show. If they lose tonight, get ready for a sad, sad show tomorrow. I'm telling you right now. I just have that feeling. But speaking of which, let's talk about some losing hockey, by the way. Besides the Blue Jackets losing 2 straight, the Toledo Walleye. Oh my God, they broke the streak on Saturday night and picking up a big win against Gwinnett, and what happens? They lose the next night to Gwinnett in a shootout, 5-4. They picked up a point. They have 43 points. Las Vegas has got 41 points. We're now not the second worst team in the East Coast Hockey League. San Francisco, they were disbanded in the league. They fell on hard times, disbanded. But the Walleye have less wins than the San Francisco Bulls that are not existent anymore, and I cannot believe that. I cannot believe how bad this Walleye team is. Well, Watson's gone at the end of the year. I've talked to people in the organization, and they've said that Watson's gone at the end of the year. But we had some major signings over the weekend for the Fish. If you remember Chris Chelios had 2 sons, Dean and Jake Chelios. They are now Toledo Walleye players. They were signed over the weekend on the 22nd. Ryan Flanagan signed also. He was picked up by waivers off of Evansville. And they are now the new members of the Fish. Dean and Jake are the former defensemen of Chris Chelios and completed their college careers with Michigan State. Jake, 23, played 154 games with the Spartans and ranked up 17 goals and 37 assists. And while Dean is 24, he's collected 22 goals and 31 assists. And he's very good. Flanagan was with Toledo earlier this season, appeared in 4 games with 3 points. He is a native of Rochester, New York, and has scored 1 goal and 8 assists. So the Fish getting better and better. But of course, then happens today. Max Nicastro gets recalled up from the Walleye to Grand Rapids to get the opportunity to play with the Griffins. That was announced yesterday afternoon. The Fish now down to a defenseman in that affair. But like I said, the Fish are really stinking up the place right now. They are now in dead last in the Eastern Conference. They have been all season with a record of 19-38, 3-2 with 43 points. Leading in the division is leading in the conference overall. Top 7 teams make the playoffs. It will be Wheeling, Cincinnati, Greenville, Orlando, South Carolina, Reading, and Kalamazoo being the number 1 team overall. They're 39-19, 2-4 with 84 points. Reading is in second. They're 40-21, 2-1 with 83 points. Well, too. Like I said, Orlando is the team to watch for in this upcoming ECHL playoff series. They're 38-21, 2-2 with 80 points. And you can't count out, we're going to have 2 representatives in the North Division in the playoffs. And when we get to at the end of the season, we're probably going to have restructuring within the East Coast Hockey League. Because here's why. And I'm going to make mention of this now. We cannot put Indianapolis in the same division with Kalamazoo, Toledo, Fort Wayne, Evansville, and Cincinnati. When in the other division, the Eastern Division, you only have Reading, Elmira, and Wheeling. In my personal opinion, you take away Cincinnati. Cincinnati can build that division up and build that rivalry up with Wheeling. So you put Cincinnati, Wheeling, Elmira, and Reading. Those are your 4 teams in that division. And then in the New North, you would have Kalamazoo, Toledo, Evansville, Fort Wayne, and Indianapolis. That'd be your 5 teams. Either that, or bring in or subsidize and make it one conference instead of having it all the divisions breaking it down into the North, the South, and the East divisions. Because when Indianapolis now coming into the league, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting next season, but we'll get to next season when that happens. We have a new season coming up now with baseball. 6 days from today at Comerica Park, your Detroit Tigers take on the Kansas City Royals at 12:05. That will be Justin Verlander on the start for the Detroit Tigers. The Royals have not yet decided who they're going to throw out on the hill for their opening day starting lineup as well too. But the Tigers were in action this afternoon as they took on the Atlanta Braves in Lakeland. That game was on ESPN, and the Tigers were spanked by the Braves today. The Braves were up at last check 10-2, and we're getting the final line coming into us right now. The final line is this: the Tigers were a loser today, 10-2 over the Atlanta Braves, and it was Rick Porcello on the hill. Porcello looked good early on after having some struggles in the first inning, giving up 3 runs, but he settled down afterwards, and the Tigers did get some help a little bit in run support, but overall, I mean, 10-2, you lose to Atlanta 10-2. It's spring training. You know, it's getting the chance. Actually, it was 12-2 was the final in that affair. Home runs by Laird, former Tiger Gerald Laird, and Hayward, his 4th of spring training. Other notable games in the Grapefruit League, bottom of the 8th inning right now. The Marlins are leading 6-5 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the 9th inning, the Blue Jays are right now playing in Florida. They are playing a very, very good team. If I can pull this up for you right here. If they're playing right now, and they're losing 3-2 right now in the top of the 9th. Just getting underway right now is the Indians getting ready to take on the Rangers. The White Sox taking on the Rockies, and the Reds taking on the Athletics. Well, of course, baseball is coming around the corner. We also have a final. Washington was a winner 7-3 over the New York Mets. Well, of course, March Madness, baby, is hitting us hard right now. And I hope your brackets are still surviving, because right now one of my brackets is dead in the water. My one bracket, I had Kansas winning it all the way, finishing in 8th place right now. But, of course, we have to now announce our losers right now so far in this bracket challenge. In the bracket challenge right now, Marvin calls no fouls. Damar's Bar, of course, is in last place with 14. He picked Florida overall, but he is struggling right now in the points race. He's got 390. His second bracket is tied for the 11th place with Nick 3. He picked Arizona. Mars Bar picked Wichita State. Wichita State out. And Nick also tied with himself again at 11 with Arizona picked as well too. My other bracket with Kansas is now 8th. Josiah 42792 is tied with 8th place with himself and myself for 8th place. In my 6th place bracket, which is a tie with myself again, which is the All Andy Alfred bracket, of course, is the bracket I chose for the whole tournament. My go-to bracket is tied for 6th. Nick the Man, Nick 2, MN 901 in 4th place, tied with KP Josiah for 4th place. But of course, Old Man Shaggy, folks, leading the tournament challenge right now with a total of 480 points. His percentage is a 98.3%. Looks like he's gonna take this first round of the bracket challenge in the Sweet 16. We'll see what happens with that. Remember, the winner you have to either have a perfect bracket or the final 4 absolutely correct. If you have those 4 correct, or those 2 correct, you qualify for the lunch. If you get, and then the winner of that, whoever gets the win, overall with points will get lunch on yours truly at B-Dubs of their choosing. But tonight, of course, big game tonight. Join us at B-Dubs in Oregon starting at 7 o'clock. It is the Blue Jacket Red Wing watch party, of course. 7 o'clock start time as the Jackets take on the Detroit Red Wings. The toilet! And you know I'm a homer. I'll pick the Blue Jackets, of course. I want it to be a close game, though. I'm going to say 3-2 is the final score for that one. But that is going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. I hope you enjoyed this program as well, too. I enjoyed producing this program and watching this program, and you, the fans, thank you for tuning in today on All Andy Alfred. But until tomorrow, we'll see what happens. We'll recap the Blue Jacket Red Wing game, of course, and all the other games going on in the NHL tonight, as well as the rest of the games in baseball as well. We'll touch a little bit about the NBA tomorrow as well, too, and so much more. But until tomorrow, I am Andy Alfred, and I hope you have a terrific rest of the evening. Go Jackets! I love you guys, and to the teams behind me and to you at home, victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. And remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. I love you guys. Love you, babe. Talk to you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Hey, Macklemore, take me out.
This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. When we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Nah, I could get thank you, yeah. I'm so damn grateful. I grew up, really wanna go fronts.
Have a good night, everybody. See you guys tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Love you, babe.
Like you give a little speed to a great white shark on shark. We rise, and I go